Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Hello all, welcome to Ganesh IAS Academy. This is the special session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the previous year UPSC Mains Economic question. Okay. The session is mostly will be focusing on what are the things you need to focus on this exam. For example, how to prepare for the mains exam. And also what are the points that you can add in your answers to get some extra marks. For example, if the question is about a renewable energy, means you can speak about the target of India's renewable energy. For example, it is a 2030, India has made a target of 500 gigawatts of energy have to be produced from the renewable energy. So these are the certain things that will enrich your answer. So you have to focus on that thing. We will discuss about how you have to enrich your answers and what are the points you have to give in your answers, and also what are the priority of the answer. For example, if the question is about ocean pollution, so the points can be n number of things, but the first priority points you have to focus on the plastic pollution, chemical pollutions, thermal pollution, nuclear waste dumping, solid waste dumping. So these are the priority points. So the answer should be in a priority manner. So the first point should have the maximum impact on that ocean pollution. So in such a way you have to make an answer. We will discuss that also. First, our initial process of guiding you will be focused on what are the points you can include in that answer. Next, after certain sessions, our focus will be like more of prioritizing your answer. And also we will share certain important data that you can add in your answer. At the same time, we will guide you to use certain art-like things or a flow charts to enrich your answers, to make a good presentations. So these are the things we will discuss. That will be more useful for you. So please be more attentive and make certain notes of it. That is more important. Okay, let's begin the session. This was a question asked in 2013. It is a 10-mark question. The question is about green energy corridor. Even though it was asked 2013, so it's around 10 years back, still this question is more relevant. The reason is the topic. The question is about a green energy corridor. So there is a more possibility for certain questions that are still possible for this scenario also. For example, when it comes to green energy corridor, you have to know about what is green energy corridor. So the green energy corridor is nothing but we are focusing on producing the renewable energy, and also we are focusing on to make it as a sustainable energy source. In that scenario, we are going to use it. So in that scenario, if you are going to use it, means you have to replace the conventional energy sectors. So we are using certain electrical lines, transformers. In that system only you are going to provide this renewable energy source to the households. So you have to integrate it. That is the more important thing. So it is not only about producing that thing, and also we have to use it for your day-to-day need. In that scenario, we have to integrate that thing. So for that, we are going for that green energy corridor. So which is nothing but we are going to connect the renewable energy source to the conventional energy source. So you are going to use both the thing. Why we need to use the both the thing? The issue with this renewable energy is, first is, for example, if you are going for a solar energy, the energy will be available only at the daytime, at the time of the presentation or present of the solar power. So due to the sun only you are getting this solar energy. So we need to use that solar energy at the daytime only. Afterwards we have to store it and use it. So in that scenario, we need to have both conventional energy and also renewable energy. By the way only we can use it for our wise use or our needs. So that is why we need a green energy corridor. So it is nothing but you are going to connect the renewable energy source to the conventional energy source and you are going to use it. So that is the holistic idea of this green energy corridor. So we will discuss about what the question is asking. Write a note on India's green energy corridor to alleviate the problem of conventional energy. So the question is more simple. It is asking about India's green energy corridor, how it is going to overcome the conventional energy, problems of the conventional energy. So the question is all about how you are going to replace this conventional energy with this renewable energy source. And also you have to speak about the problems of this conventional energy. That is also more important. So first of all, the intro can be like, you can generally say about what is green energy corridor. That is also you can say, or else renewable energy target 500 gigawatts by 2030. That is also you can say, or else you can say about 50% of India's energy source need to be filled with this renewable energy source. That is also you can say by 2030. So these are certain targets you can say. And also afterwards, the question is mainly speaking about the problems of the conventional energy. So what are the problems of this conventional energy? Again, is more of like environmental questions. So you have to speak about the greenhouse gas emission, global warming, climate change, pollution. When it comes to pollution, you have to speak about the air pollution, water pollution, even noise pollution. So these are the things. So these are the problems of this conventional energy. Now you have to speak about how this green energy corridor is going to overcome these problems. So first of all, you have to know about the other things of this renewable energy. The renewable energy also have certain issues with it. For example, first issue is intermittency. The first issue is the intermittency, which means the availability of the energy, whatever it is. If it is a solar energy, means it will be available in the daytime. When it comes to the wind energy, means at certain seasons only you can use it. So for example, at the time period of the southwest monsoon, the wind speed will be more higher. And also it will be on the coastal region, the wind speed will be more higher, so you can use it. What if in the non-season? What if in the non-monsoon time period? So there is a issue. So all this renewable energy have certain issues with it. So that issues leads to the fluctuations of voltages and also availability. These are the major issues with it. So for these issues, we need to integrate these things with the conventional energy source. So if this energy source have any issues, means at the time period we can switch to the conventional energy source. For only we are going for this green energy corridor. And also another need for this green energy corridor is to connect the transmission lines between the states and within the states. So for example, these regions, so for example, up to this region solar energy can be available. Okay, so within the tropics, and also in the coastal region there is a possibility for the wind energy, and also there is a possibility for the wave and the tidal energy. So these are the major potential region for the renewable energy source. So there will be the surplus production of this renewable energy. At the same time, the regions like northern India or the central India, there will be the deficit availability of this renewable energy source. So we need to interconnect these regions. For that, we need a thing called as green energy corridor. So for intra and interstate transmission, we need this green energy corridor. So the main need of this green energy corridor is to connect the surplus region with the deficit region and also connect the conventional source with the renewable energy source. So these are the main need. So only we are speaking about this green energy corridor. So at the same time, it is going to overcome the issues of this conventional energy source. It have the major environmental concerns. So we are going to overcome that thing also. So these are the major things you need to give in your answer. First thing will be about the introduction part. It can be about the target of the renewable energy by 2030. Next, in the body of the answer, first thing you have to speak about the problems of the conventional energy source. Next, you have to speak about how this energy corridor is going to overcome this issue. Before that, you have to speak about why we need this green energy corridor. The first thing is inter and intrastate transmissions. And also it is going to switch between the renewable energy source and the conventional energy source. These are the 2 points you have to give it. Next, you have to speak about how this is going to overcome it. So it is going to resolve this by based on the reduce the dependence of the fossil fuels, lower the greenhouse gas emissions, energy security, stable power supply, reserving the coal deposits, and help to achieve the targets. That is nothing but the 2030 target. So these are the major things you have to speak. Other than that, you have to speak about the Ministry of Renewable Energies certain measures. The measures are the renewable energy management centers and also state load dispatch centers. These are the certain measures related to this green energy corridor. So intro, problems, then green energy corridor, the need, and then how it is going to resolve the issues of this conventional energy source, and then the conclusion part. So these are the 5 things you need to focus on your answer. By that only you can get the whole 10 mark. So for the 10 mark question, the maximum mark can be 6.5 or 7. So if you need to get that 10 mark for a maximum mark means 7.5 means you have to focus on these things. So intro, problems, what is green energy corridor, how these things are going to do that, and also how it is going to resolve the conventional energy source, and also the conclusion part. In the end, you can conclude by saying that if you are going to do that means we can achieve the Paris Agreement deal. Or else you can say that NDC, nationally determined contribution. So by the way, you have to conclude your answer. Or else you can say that if the renewable energy, if the government is going to focus on the renewable energy means that is going to give the huge employment opportunities for the rural area. In that way also you can say. So if it is want to be a more of economy answer means you have to speak about the employment generation and also GDP growth. In that way also you can conclude it, or else you can conclude it based on the NDCs or the Paris Agreement. So these are the things you need to focus on your answers. So first of all, you need to know about the holistic idea of this green energy corridor. Without knowing that, you can't able to answer this question. Okay, thank you.